about why this works, what makes it different. And if people have questions as we go through this, don't hesitate to write them down and ask your questions, because if you're thinking it, or if you have a question about it, somebody else probably does as well. And we want to do our very best to answer those questions for you. So tonight's call won't be about helping get you set up and so forth, even though we will after the call or whatever. And tomorrow night is going to be geared more towards, okay, the how to, so to speak. But tonight, I want you to understand what makes this different, what makes this actually work, and the direction that we're actually going with this. So with that being said, again, I appreciate all of you that are here for the very first time. Someone invited you. I strongly encourage you to reach out to them after this call and thank them, whether you decide this is something for you or not. But they took the time to share something with you that they have, taken a look at and believe that there's some valuable potential behind it that could potentially benefit you. And just for the mere thought of what have you, please give them a thank you. But for those of you that may not know, this is about a blockchain project called GetFit Mining. GetFit Mining, which is soon to be rebranded to operate under the name of MoveQuest, has evolved over the past 3 years into a groundbreaking move to earn blockchain ecosystem. It has been inspired by the original Bitcoin white paper, and we'll talk more about that significance later on. But MoveQuest is designed to be a fully decentralized platform with a self-sustaining ecosystem driven by its peer-to-peer community. That's me and you. We drive this. And MoveQuest, in and of itself, is not a company. Yes, it's an opportunity, but more than all of that, it's actually a lifestyle. What makes it a lifestyle? MoveQuest leverages blockchain technology, smart contracts, and community involvement to create a sustainable economic environment whereby users, me and you, can earn daily rewards by providing our proof of physical activity using the devices that we already own, like our smartphones, smartwatches, and fitness bands. So our proof of physical activity can be engaged to allow us to actually earn with the technology that's in our hands and on our arms and our wrists right now, which is part of our lifestyle. And by embracing that, it allows us to benefit from the more we move, being able to earn more at the same time. So what makes this stand out beyond many other blockchain or crypto, if you will, projects that are out there? Number one, it is community driven. Community driven versus corporate driven. It puts it back in, like I said before, into our hands. It's decentralized, meaning there's no centralized point of failure, so to speak. We, again, the people, are able to determine the destiny of this particular platform. It's self-sustaining. And it has one thing that I personally have never seen any other blockchain project actually have, at least in the manner in which this is structured, which we'll talk about more later, which is the liquidity provision, which allows itself, the self-sustaining ecosystem, to be able to maintain or keep a stable value based on the engagement that the community provides. So how does all of this work? So what we want to do now is kind of talk about the components of the GetFit mining system that actually come together for all of this to actually be able to function. First of all, we want to talk about the app. The app itself GetFit Mining is available for download on Android and iOS devices. It syncs with Google Fit and or Apple Health to track users' activities such as steps, distance, calories, workouts, and sleep. Users earn rewards based on their daily physical activity. Now, when you hear the name, which is another reason why, from a branding perspective, things are moving toward MoveQuest, because MoveQuest encapsulates the true essence of what this platform actually represents beyond, you know, the GetFit branding. Because the thing that we don't want people to immediately think is that, oh, I have to go to the gym and lift weights, or I have to go run and things like that. No, you don't have to do those things. However, we're already moving on a day-to-day basis, and we're able to earn from that movement, whether it's going to the restroom, going to the kitchen, going to work, walking upstairs, going to Walmart or whatever, all of that physical activity. And even when you sleep, this platform allows you to actually earn from that activity as well. So it's just that when you produce more physical activity, like the previous slide said, the more you move, the more you have the ability to earn. So each individual can determine that particular aspect of it. So then we have the app that actually, you know, is the base for all the connections. Well, then we have the miners. The miners are the actual product that is actually purchased within this ecosystem, because in order to earn, you have to have a miner, a way to generate. So earnings depend on a combination of your daily activity levels and the mining capacity that users actually possess. In a kind of a way, in a real world kind of a way, it gamifies the experience, which motivates users to stay active. To start earning, users must acquire at least one digital miner. These miners can be upgraded to increase mining capacity at any time. However, each account can have up to 7 active miners at one time. You can acquire as many of them as you would like, but you can only put 7 of them to work at this time, at a time. And as you can see depicted below, there's presently 5 different levels of miners, starting from Lenny to primary to ultra to alpha to omega. And each one of them has a different strength level. So when you are mining, or when you acquire your miners, the gamification aspect of this is such that the more physical activity that you produce, along with the number of miners that you have and the amount of mining power combined, gives you more. Think about it like a video game. You get more strength the more mining capacity that you have. And when you combine that activity and the mining power, it allows you to accumulate or acquire more of the MoveQuest MQT token that is distributed on a daily basis. That's where the gamification aspect actually comes into play. So we have the app, we have the miners, and then we have the mining docks. Once the miners have actually been acquired by a user, the mining dock slots that they will need to be placed in will need to be unlocked. In order to capitalize on a miner's power, it must be placed. The miners must be placed in one of these 7 available slots. At this present time, there's only 7 available slots. As this community grows over time, there will be additional slots that become available. The goal is to have as much mining power in each one of these docks as you possibly can per account. This is the second major component that helps increase the number of shares that are accumulated each day. Remember before I said There's a combination of the physical activity that a person produces on a daily basis and the mining power. So these docking slots represent how much power you actually have at work at any given time because you place your miners in them. And that is how your daily rewards is actually determined. You hear me talk, I showed you a clip of or an example of the different miners, but now what I want to do is I want to show you how you actually acquire that additional power. Because one of the unique features of this ecosystem, we call, again, part of our gamification aspect, is the ability to evolve your miners to get more power. Everyone in this ecosystem starts at the exact same spot. In order to participate, the only asset you can purchase is a Lenny miner. The Lenny miner is the least powered miner in this ecosystem, but you can purchase as many of them as you like. Now, if you want to take a Lenny miner and increase its power, you can evolve that Lenny up to, for which you've purchased for $50. You can actually evolve that Lenny up to a primary miner for $30. And it will take your mining power from 50% up to 100%. Then you can take that primary miner, if you want to increase the mining power further, up to an ultra miner, which has 125% power for an additional $40. Then that ultra, you can take up to an alpha, which has 175% mining power for $60. Now, if you notice, you evolve from a Lenny to primary, primary to ultra, and ultra to alpha. Now, the highest powered miner in this entire ecosystem currently is named an Omega miner. With an Omega miner, you have a 300% mining capacity daily. And however, in order to acquire a Omega miner, to do so, you would have to take two alphas that you have evolved from a Lenny up to alpha. It would take two of these in order to merge them into an Omega. And the ultimate goal at this particular point, for those that want to maximize their mining capacity, would be to have at least 7 Omegas docked in those 7 docking slots, whether they do it day one or whether they do it out of profit over time, out of pocket over time, or a combination of out of pocket and out of profit over time. Now, the regular price to do this, to merge two alphas, is $120 each. However, as I mentioned before, we are in the phase of rebranding, which should take place sometime between September the 15th and September the 30th of this year. So the next 30 to 45 days or so. Until the official rebranding takes place, the ability to merge two alphas into an Omega is only $100 per alpha. So there's a $40 discount in there for those that choose to do it prior to that time. So we've talked about our proof of physical activity. We've talked about the app, the miners, the mining docks, and the ability to evolve to get more power. Then we talk about, okay, if a person wanted to actually get started with this, what does that actually look like? Number one, you would need to be either already have or create a DApp wallet, a decentralized application wallet. For those of you that are new to the crypto space, you may have heard these names before, but may not be familiar with them. Wallets like MetaMask or Trust Wallet or Token Pocket would be some of the more popular wallets available to you that you could utilize with this platform. Most people just getting started, I would highly recommend MetaMask, simply because it works very well with mobile devices, Android or iOS, as well as PC, with full functionality on both. So that's one of the benefits of that. Then you would, for those of you that have Android devices, you would download Google Fit, which is the fitness or health tracking app for Android devices. And on iOS, if it's not already native on your phone, download Apple Health for tracking of your physical activity. Then, as you go through the sign-up process on the GetFit Mining website, then you would download the GetFit Mining app, and you would fund your wallet with MQT, USDT, and AVAX, which, again, if you're new to the crypto space, we have help around that will more than happy to assist you as we go through that process. And we'll give you a small glimpse of that here momentarily. And, we've talked a lot about, the financial gains that a platform like this could potentially generate. We'll definitely be talking more about that as the evening goes on. But while MoveQuest offers, definite financial rewards that we're able to actually acquire on a daily basis, more importantly, I think, or equally as important, is the fact that it also promotes improved health and fitness. The platform motivates users to get up off the couch, stop watching television, stop coming up with excuses, and stay or be more active, because they're incentivized, because the financial reward is there, and they know that the more that they move, the more that they have the ability to earn. And there's, I don't know, too many more motivators that are out there that are going to be more powerful than one's ability to earn, to overcome objections or excuses when it comes to being more physically active. Now, anytime you're in the technology space and people are, having to connect their wallets or in any type of economic or financial environment, the one thing that people want to know is that their privacy matters. So with this platform, your privacy always matters. MoveQuest prioritizes user privacy by ensuring that personal information is not shared with third parties or stored on any servers. All transactions occur directly on the blockchain, guaranteeing transparency and privacy protections for all that are using it. Now, you've heard me say this several times. MoveQuest is GetFit Mining is officially going through a rebrand to MoveQuest. And to honor all of the legacy users, there are some benefits that are going to be grandfathered, if you will, for those individuals that over the last 3 years, up until the time the official rebrand takes place, there are some benefits to those individuals that helped build this thing up, get it off the ground to where it is today and going into what we're looking at in the future. So as we rebrand to MoveQuest, we will not offer a compensation plan any longer. However, our current users mining on the Avalanche chain will be recognized as legacy users and will continue to receive compensation on the 11-level structure for helping build the community. This move will enhance the mining rewards and market value of the token, because that's putting less tokens back into circulation, and more tokens are actually being put into the vault for future use after 2059. Yes, that's year 2059. Removing the compensation allows for more MQT to be returned to the vault and will allow for targeted marketing for the continued growth of the community. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do now, for those of you that have not had the pleasure of being able to see what the app itself looks like, what I want to do is I want to share my screen. I want to share my screen from another device so that you can get a true picture of what this looks like. And when a person gets started, I just want to make sure my screen is showing. So let me get this. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Let me slide that over there so I can see it. Perfect. All right. When a person gets started, you heard me mention that you want a decentralized wallet. So in this particular instance, I'm using MetaMask as the wallet. You would fund your wallet with the necessary tokens, and in this particular case, at least some Avalanche tokens, and to cover the cost of the number of miners you would like to start with, and to unlock the docking slots that you want to fill. Again, you don't have to remember all of that right now. Just follow through and kind of see the concept of how all of this works. But through your dApp browser, your decentralized browser in MetaMask, and here I'm showing it all to you on a phone. This can be done mobile or on a PC. First thing you do is you come in and you connect your wallet. This is in step one, getting connected. Then once your wallet has been connected, you will go to step two. Here, you will have, if you used an activation code link from the person that shared this with you, then you will see where it says enter activation code. You will automatically see that person's wallet address populate in that area. If you are attempting to set up your account during this time, prior to the rebrand, you'll want to reach back out to the person that shared this with you and make sure they supply you with that activation code if you do not already have it. After the rebrand, you'll notice where it says request an activation code. It will give you an option, or it will give the general public an option to just click request and receive an activation code if they don't know anybody that's already a part of our growing community. Then you would save it. When you save it, what's taking place is you are basically telling the ecosystem to record your wallet to the blockchain as being an approved wallet that can interact with this platform. All right. Anytime you engage the blockchain and any data is being saved, any tokens are being sent or removed on that blockchain, it does require a small gas fee, a transaction fee, to complete that. And in this particular instance, you will already need to have AVAX in your wallet, AVAX, because it's the native token to the Avalanche blockchain, in your wallet to cover that small gas fee, which only be pennies. At that point, if you have not already acquired MQT by the person that helped you get, or that's helping you get set up, if you haven't, you will want to click buy MQT, and you would want to purchase enough MQT, the US dollar value or equivalent of MQT, for the number of Lenny miners that you would like to acquire. So if you were getting 7 of them, for example, they're all $50 each. And if you were getting 7, that would be $350 worth of MQT. And if you were unlocking all 7 docking slots, that would be another $180 worth of MQT, putting that somewhere in the neighborhood of about $530 US worth of MQT in order to purchase and unlock the docking slots to get you going. Now, once you have acquired said MQT, then you will come to section number 2, which is where you mint your miners, your Lenny miners in this case. Now, in this particular wallet, it's not activated, so you can't see it, but where it says a valid activation code is required, there will be a button that says allow. Here, you would just click the allow button and then follow the prompts, because these miners are being crafted in real time. because they don't sit on a shelf somewhere waiting for somebody to come get them. They're actually crafted or minted on the blockchain in real time as you are purchasing them. No two miners are exactly the same. They all have different attributes associated with them. So they are birthed, if you will, in real time as you purchase them. At that point, you follow the prompts, and you can, once you mint one, you can only mint one at a time. So if you were acquiring 7 of them, you would want to do one and rinse and repeat until you reach the desired number of miners that you would like to have. Okay, now that you have your miners, in section 3, this is the section where we can have the ability to evolve those miners or merge those miners into omegas. Okay, now if you notice, it says this is optional. It is not required beyond purchasing 1 or more Lennies to do anything else as far as being able to effectively mine on this platform. But if you want to generate more digital rewards on a daily basis, again, remember, the more mining capacity you have, the more ability you are to generate higher rewards in conjunction with your physical activity. But here, similar to the others sections, you are engaging with the blockchain. So you would just follow the prompts as they are presented and actually merge or evolve as you see fit. Then in section 4, here is where we unlock our docking slots. In this example, you will see that they are all green. So these have all been unlocked. But if you notice in section 1, they give you one of the docking slots for free. So if you just bought 1 Lenny miner, then you could actually dock it for free. Anything beyond that has a progressively increasing cost associated with unlocking those docking slots. This is where the 180 US dollars worth of MQT comes into play, because it's $10 to unlock docking slot 2, 20 for 3, 25, 30, 35, and 60 respectively, which totals 180 US dollars worth of MQT. Now, in section 5, here is where, if they, which they won't be immediately, already docked, anything in yellow is a miner that has already been placed in the docking slots. But down below, you will see anything that you have purchased will show up in your inventory. If it doesn't show up immediately, if you refresh the screen, they will populate inside of your inventory. And then in section 6, this is where you actually get ready to start the good stuff. Now, remember before we talked about privacy, but we didn't talk about security. That's another very, very important component. And one of the things that I think is brilliant that the creators have actually designed this platform to encompass. At no point in time do you have to connect your wallet to the mobile application on your phone, so that nothing that's in your personal wallet is ever at risk as a result of that connection. Yes, you will connect it to the dApp browser, which is extremely secure in and of itself. But for a downloaded app on, Android or iOS, to eliminate any types of vulnerabilities, instead of you having to attach your wallet, they have an internal spending wallet that is native to your account. So here, which means, remember again, each transaction is all on the blockchain, because GetFit Mining / MoveQuest does not store any of our data or information, just the transactional information on the blockchain. Therefore, even in the app, when those transactions are performed, gas fees have to be paid. So if your wallet is not connected, there has to be gas fees placed inside of the app to cover said gas fees. So from your MetaMask or Trust Wallet or wherever you may have some AVAX, here is where you would send some gas money, if you will, to your internal spending wallet in order to facilitate those day-to-day transactions that we'll show you an example of momentarily. Then you're ready to move forward. So if you're doing this on your phone and you have an Android device, you will click on Google Play. If you're on an iPhone, you will click where it says download on the App Store. If you're an iPhone user, you will need to download Test Flight first. And it gives you those instructions when you click App Store. You would download Test Flight first from the App Store. Then you will go to step 2 on the screen that comes up when you click App Store. Then you'll be able to click on the download link for GetFit mining to be downloaded onto your device. Once all of that is said and done, and the app has been downloaded and your connections have been confirmed and everything has been linked, not connected, but linked, it will bring you to the GetFit mining app. As you can see, scrolling across the top of the screen, you will see circles. Each one of these circles represents one of the 5 categories that is actually monitored for our daily physical activity. And I have not updated my sleep, so I did go to sleep last night, by the way. But we have our calories, our distance, our workouts, our sleep, and our steps for the day. If you notice around each one of these circles, you'll see a colored timeline, so to speak. And the goal each day is to complete the circle. So as much as you, or as far as you can actually go with completing that circle. So up to 8 hours of sleep, up to 20,000 steps, up to 4,000 calories, up to 10 miles, and up to a 2-hour workout. Now, will everyone reach that every day? The answer is no. However, the goal is that this app and the fact that there's financial reward on the backside of it will actually incentivize you to move a little bit more tomorrow than you did today, simply so you can actually earn a little bit more. When you go to the grocery store and instead of trying to find the closest thing to a handicapped spot, maybe you park at the back of the parking lot and walk up and use that to track not only steps, but clock some time as a workout as you push the cart through Walmart or whatever the case may be. These are the types of things that start to subconsciously take place when there's a financial incentive on the other side. So now, once you go through on a day-to-day basis and you your activity is tracked or monitored, if you notice down at the bottom of the screen toward the far right-hand corner, you will see a tab called Earnings. When you click on Earnings on a daily basis, now I've already submitted for yesterday and the day before, but if you'll notice in the red squares at the bottom, it says Submitted. Those will be in green and they will say Submit. And you will see the number of shares that were actually earned on those particular days. Those shares represent the number of tokens that you qualify for based on the amount that's being distributed on a daily basis. So the higher number of shares you can get on a daily basis directly determines how much you're able to earn from this particular platform. So now what I'm going to do, if you look down at the bottom of the screen, there's a history. As I click history, you will see the last of however many days this is, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, something like that. You will get an idea of what this actually looks like. So in the far right-hand column, you will see eyeballs. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to kind of click through a few of them just so you can get an idea of the number of tokens that were earned on each one of these days. So at the very bottom one, on this particular day, I submitted 6,600,000 shares for that day, and it generated a digital reward in MQT of 25.77 MQT tokens. The next day, 28.5 tokens. The next day, 23 tokens. I'm just going to come up here to the top. This day hasn't finalized yet or whatever, but it's at 26 tokens. So as I go through, there may be a couple of days that may have been a little less. That's the day that was 14, because on that particular day, there was only, what was it, 4 million shares generated. On this day, it was only 2 million shares generated. But on average, about 25 tokens per day. And I want you to think about this. Here's a platform. And granted, I do have all, in this particular example, all 7 omegas filled in, and I'll give you that contrast. However, when you think about it from a mathematical perspective, most of us would be extremely happy if we were able to find an investment vehicle that we could put our hard-earned dollars into and allow us to earn a 12 to 15% monthly return on investment. We would be ecstatic, especially if we felt it was safe and we understood how our profits were truly being generated, and we knew that it was all above board. If that was if that were in place, we'd all be extremely happy. Now, I'm going to give you an example on the extreme side, on the high side, based on what the platform is actually doing today. This is real world today, not speculation or hypotheticals, real world today. So 25 tokens per day, I'll just round it off there, times the current market value of MQT. Now, it may have fluctuated a little bit since we got on this call, so I'm going to go down a little bit because I want to say it's closer to $3.80 right now, but let's just go to $3.70 at the current time. That would give you an average of about $92.50 a day that's being generated from my physical activity, of which most of those, none of those days were actually maxed out across the board. There were certain sections that may have been, but not all the way across the board. Now, I don't know about you, but $92.50 a day for most of the moving that I was already going to be doing anyway, I'm okay with that. Now, if you multiply that times 30 days, that's $2,775 per month off of that averaged, which I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go up because I'm going to move more. But let's just say it's there. Now, for a person coming off the street today, it would cost out of pocket, all in, about $4,200 to go all the way to the top of the mining capacity and start mining with this platform. So if I was to divide $2,775 by $4,200, that gives me a 66% return on my investment month one. I kind of like those numbers. If it was half of that, it's a 33% return. If it was 25% of that, that's something that at 15%, something that we just said everybody would be ecstatic about. The difference is here, I own the assets on the blockchain in my wallet, and the payouts come to me daily. I don't have to wait for somebody to send it to me or wonder if I will ever get it, because everything is run by smart contracts on the blockchain and we don't have to trust anybody. That's the picture that I like. That's the vision that I see. And the way this ecosystem has been developed is that the more people, not only the more you move, the more you earn, the more people that are a part of or in this ecosystem by nature, the fact that they have to go to the open market, purchase MQT in order to acquire the miners, that builds buy pressure for the MQT token. They have to have the miners in order to participate in the daily rewards. They have to submit their physical activity every day, which there is a small fee, gas fee and transaction fee. Part of that transaction fee, guess where it goes? It goes back into the liquidity that helps support the value of the token. When people unlock the docking slots, where does that go? They have to unlock the docking slots with MQT. What happens with that? It gets taken out of circulation and put into a vault. What happens when people purchase Lenny Miners? 60% of that right now goes out to those of us that are in prior to the rebrand to MoveQuest. And because of that, we are able to, and I'll get out of this real quick, that actually goes to those of us that are part of the current compensation plan that will be going away. But moving forward, the rest of that goes directly into liquidity or goes back into pulling tokens out of the market. Long story short, even when you evolve, that is putting funds back into the liquidity provision that most projects don't have. You heard Ken mention it earlier, and I read it, a line of it in this presentation, that this has been modeled behind specifically to follow the Bitcoin white paper, how crypto was intended to be, with one caveat. Number one, we're not a blockchain. We're a blockchain project riding on a blockchain with blockchain principles. I know that's a tongue twister, but it's good. And as a result of that, by following the principles of the first major blockchain that's out there, there's one thing that was done differently, and that was the fact that a liquidity provision was added. What does that mean to me and you that have been in crypto projects over the years? Number one, that means the money that typically was going to the developers or creators of that project is actually not going into the hands of the creators or developers of that project. It means that a provision has been made for that breakage, or that part of the revenue system is going back into feeding the community as a whole. That's what makes this different. This project is totally debt-free. The creator funded it totally 100% out of pocket. There are no investors. The creator didn't get any pre-sale tokens or any allocation of tokens. The developers didn't get any allocation of tokens. And with no investors, they didn't get any either. The creator herself has to mine the token just like me and you. She has to go to the open market and buy it just like me and you. There's enough money in this ecosystem because of the way it was designed for everybody to eat, and for everybody to eat for a very long time. You just have to be able to plug into it to receive it. Ken, Q, I'm gonna send it back to you. If there's anything else you need, let me know.
Well, let me just say something real quick. The picture that you painted is so crystal clear. You know, I was sitting here thinking like, man, there's no way I could do what he just did as well as he just did, because that was just crystal clear. And, you know, and I like the pictures, right? You know, we talk about Project 10K, Project 10,000, and that's a project over the next 90 days for us to put 10,000 people into this ecosystem. This may happen in the next 30, 45, or even 60, because the viral aspect of this has not kicked in. People don't know what's going on. They have no clue. But I believe that our community will go out here and put 10,000 people into this project, in this ecosystem. And one of the things I think is the most powerful thing that you shared was earning 25 MQT a day, and that being the equivalent of $92 a day. And I know there's some people that might be sitting in the back saying, well, you know what? I don't have $4,200 to do exactly what you did. And I'm here to tell you that that's okay, right? Because this is not something that you have to start at the top. This ecosystem allows you to get in where you fit in, do your physical activity, earn the MQT that you need so that you can go out there and evolve and upgrade yourself to get to that position. That's your goal that you have to work to. And you know, when you think about this as well, and I'm going to be just real quick, this is the last thing that I want to say. You shared that $92 a day. But for the people who really understand and get this, and people who are here for the long term of this project, we're talking about today. The reason 10,000 is important, and I'll say this one more time because maybe some people weren't on. The founder, we've had many Zooms with her, private Zooms with her, where she has told us we get to 10,000 people active in this ecosystem. That $3.80 token that you see is now a $3,500 token. Here's what I'm thinking, because I'm doing the same thing Herschel is doing, and I'm actually doing it times two because I got to watch on both wrists. And I have 2 accounts all the way to Omega. And when I get off this call, I'm going to have about 2.5 hours to go get my workout done. But this is what I see here. And if you could pull your calculator up just a second while you're on this screen, and I want you to plug some numbers in, because this is what gives me the chills a little bit. If you have it, I don't know. I might have messed you up. When this community hits 10,000 people, and we have a $3,500 MQT token, I want you to understand what these days today really meant for you. And let's say 90 days, right? We take that $3,500 token and we multiply that times the 25 tokens that Mr. Herschel is getting today. And we can go back and look at what these days are really valued at. And that's the number that got me really, really, really excited. And he's pulling it up here. $3,500 token, 10,000 active users, and you're getting 25 a day. Today really is an $87,500 day times 30 days in the month. This is $2.625 million over a 30-day period that a person has the ability to potentially earn. And if you're like me and you're doing it times 2, well, now we just jumped that to 5.2, was that 5.45 million, something like that. This is what I saw. This is what got me excited, is because when we put tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in this ecosystem, we will have a Bitcoin token. We will run past the price of Bitcoin because of the way this ecosystem is built. This is what gets me excited. This is why you don't want to play around with these days, because this will be the moment. There will be no other time where we're able to earn as many tokens as we're getting today. The price of the token will be higher, so we will still have very valuable days. But right now, this is the time that you really want to seize and take advantage of, because, oh my goodness, could you imagine 87,000 for what you did today, potentially in 90 days, when we have our 10,000 members and our token prices at $3,500? That's all I want to say.
Yeah, it's not if, it's just when, you know. So we've had incredible conversation. I want to go to some documentation real quick, and we're gonna wrap it up there. But I like facts and figures. I like infographics. I like websites and data. And I'm going to show you something real quick that's really important as well. Let's do this real quick. Let's go to desktop. Well, first of all, I want to show you this. This is a quote that I love. You know, a lot of you all are checking out on this Zoom. You know, you're like, oh, I don't know, it's a little technical. Oh, I don't know if I can do MetaMask. Oh, I've had a bad experience, whatever. You know, I don't think I could learn it. If somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, because you have to agree with me that this is an amazing opportunity. We said it's Bitcoin on steroids. Herschel's broken things down like with mathematical precision, but also in a way that's so simple that you grasp it, right? But if you're not sure you can do it, just say yes. Not that I'm trying to convince you or coerce you, but I'm just saying, like, get a free spot, get one Lenny, just get it loaded up, get it on your phone, get your tracker, and just test it, right? Then you can learn how to do it later. It's just like a car. You don't get in a car and try to figure out how the transmission and the pistons and the engine and the carburetor and the starter. You just turn the key and go. Same thing here. Turn the key, let's go. Project 10,000 is in full effect. We're excited about it. So I'm gonna show you something else that blew my mind. I just discovered. Anybody heard of CoinMarketCap? Herschel, can you see that? Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see
We can
that.
see it. We can see it.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't know I was
this.
muted. Yes.
CoinMarketCap's the top platform globally when it comes to ranking tokens. I didn't even know this. Just looked up MQT. Top gainer on the Avalanche marketplace. What does that mean? I don't know.
Number 3. Wow.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but I know if you look at what Avalanche, the top 5 blockchain globally. So this isn't small change, folks. We're the top performing token on Avalanche 3 weeks in.
Wow.
Don't play with this.
Wow.
Number 1, trending number 3, 3 weeks in the market. Look, matter of fact, if you've been on CoinMarketCap, set up an account and come help me blow this up because I'm the only one down here saying anything about MQT. It's so new. I have the only community like post in here. And I'm like, we're not even over here. This is how new this is. But guess what? The proof of concept isn't in question. This has been running. The concept, what Herschel broke down in you, has been running for 3 years. We've just launched like on a brand new blockchain, happens to be one of the top 5 in the world. And we're top gainer this week in number 3 trending. I thought that was impressive, especially for those that are crypto heads. You know what CoinMarketCap is all about. And yeah, it's pretty impressive. So really excited about what we got our hands on here. I'm really excited now that I saw this because I was not expecting this. Because yeah, go ahead, Herschel. I hear you.
Look at the chart. I just want to appeal to anybody that's listening right now, especially those of you that are already in,
right, that
are listening.
And let's blow this up.
Okay. This project started. I mean, we're not even a month in yet. Getting close, but not even a month in yet. The way it's designed, if you look at this chart and see in comparison to many crypto projects that have come and gone. Again, I can't promise anything. I can't guarantee anything. But what I can say is this is a decentralized platform that has a self-sustaining ecosystem, that its success is dependent upon the community of people that engage in it. Those are facts. It's all written, the smart contracts are designed that way. So given that, I believe I'm going to do my part to help grow this community as best as I can, because I understand what happens as it grows. When you look at this chart, I understand. If you got to pay the light bill, pay the light bill. Never invest any more than you can afford to comfortably do without. But if you've taken what you can comfortably do without, and you believe anything, not that you do, but if you believe anything that you've heard about this project, I would hope you would see and believe that the value of the assets within it, specifically the MQT token, is going to be higher than it is today. I strongly encourage you to consider holding on to as many tokens as you possibly can for at least the next 60 to 90 days. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 24 hours from now, that price is going to be higher than it is right now because I'm seeing the growth.
Yes,
and anybody that sell that's not doing it to evolve is going to be mad they didn't wait. But I also know that, like Ken and Q have already said, Project 10,000 is underway. With or without you, it's coming. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of people upset. Again, if you got to pay the bills, you got to pay the rent, like, hey, take care of the kids, put food on the table. I ain't tripping on that. That just makes sense. You got to do what you got to do. But to grab profit now, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a free system. It's designed for us to be able to withdraw when we desire to. So it's not limiting in that aspect. But if you believe anything you've heard, the trajectory that this project is going in, not only are you helping the project, but you're helping yourself at the same time. That's a win-win. And I promise you that price is going up. I can't tell you how high, but it's going to be up.
We have a feel. We have a little feeling. We have a feeling. Yeah.
Don't sell your MQT. Sell all
No.
your other tokens. I sold all my other tokens.
Oh, perfect.
Because there's nothing that can gain the way that this token can. And that's how I ended up getting my Omegas, is I just got rid of all the other stuff that I've been holding in my wallets that was worth nothing.
Right.
They call it a Swiffer picker-upper. Or what if I took all the dust out of everything, all the wallets?
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
I'm telling you, turn that frown into a smile. You know?
And you know, the last thing I want to say as well is I know some people may also feel a little overwhelmed, right? Maybe you're new.
Yep.
Maybe this is your first time. And I would tell you, if this is your first time, could be very overwhelming. This is a lot for a person who may not have been in crypto or in a blockchain ecosystem before. But I want to say this, because I think it's one of the most underutilized tools that we have, is that we have a support team that makes themselves available Monday through Friday during the day for about 6 hours throughout the day, where you can literally, via the app, and the link is in the app, we didn't show it, but inside of the app on the very home screen, there is a link that you can click that will open up a Zoom that will send you to this support team that will literally sit there patiently and take their time with you to help you set up this entire process. You don't have to run back to the person who invited you and say, hey, I need you to, hey, look, stop what you're doing. I need you to do this, need you to do that. You don't have to do that. There is a team that will be patient with you, that will walk you through every step and make sure that you have it 100% set up. And I tell you, it's the most undervalued tool that we have. Use it, because that's what it is there for. It is there to help you get started and help you do it in the quickest and most efficient way.
There you go. Yeah, they're valuable. They're very good at what they do too.
And that information is in the chat.
Yeah, just pasted it there. I mean, also, I put a post up there for those that are already involved. I know we got a lot of people that are already in the platform with us. That last post with Boards app, Facebook, Telegram. If you guys go to the Boards app, it's all there. I know some of the people aren't familiar with that, but it's basically a one-stop shop with all the important links, all the important data, or places you need to go find things. We're going to get better, but we're using these tools, basically strengthening up our toolbox to make sure that we can help people, because we know people are going to have a lot of questions. And if we can eliminate a lot of questions, we have a lot of solutions, right? So the tools are very important. So you can go there, but our Facebook group is growing. We're over 1,000 there. Our Telegram is growing. We're over 500 there. Everything is happening. The coin is growing. Everything's looking really, really good right now. And it's a great time to be involved at this moment. So, but yeah, Project 10,000 is here. And, I would say by December, that's done. maybe sooner. But I know that's a done deal. We've done it before in 90 days or less, and it's going to get done here. And I want you to be a part of it. So looking forward to that. Oh, I've got Judy here. Judy had I guess you may have a statement or a question. Go ahead, Judy.
Hey guys, first off, I want to thank you, Herschel, Quentin, and Kenneth, for a tremendous presentation. And please forgive the background noise because I'm getting my steps in. But I just wanted to make the comment that, they say in life, we only ever really get 2 life-changing opportunities, only 2. Now, I don't know if this is your first or if it's your second, but I do know it's one of them. And that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, back to what Q said, Judy, great words, what you said a few seconds ago, Quentin. I think a lot of people hit a grand slam. If this is your first deal, oh my goodness.
You came to the best one. You didn't have to go. You didn't have to go through the failing platforms and the scams and all of the
hit a grand slam.
bad stuff. You got to the best one on your first attempt.
Nice fat pitch down the middle. Boom, out of here. Yeah, you nailed it. It's awesome. So just number one, grateful to be here with each and every one of you. This team that's starting to really, I can see the leaders on here, Brian Rhodes and Mike Bill, and just so many incredible, Kevin Foster, people I got a lot of respect for, a lot of care for, want to see when Corey, oh my gosh, Corey Moore, where would we be without Corey? Holding down the chats, holding down. My goodness, tremendous, just amazing leadership that's starting to assemble here. And it really has already been here, but it's starting to happen, folks. I'm telling you, we've been here before. The magical stuff that starts to, the little pixie dust, it's starting to tinkle down and hit us. I'm telling you. So you want to be a part of this. You want to move with us, and move with us. There it is, that word. You want to move and get positioned with us, and we're excited. So Herschel, QB, got anything else? We're right around the little over the top of the hour. Perfect 1 hour deal. Wow, I love it. And we'll be here tomorrow night. Just to let you know, it might be a different crew, but we're gonna be here and we're gonna keep going. Right?
There we go.
Project 10K.
And just real quick, please come back, because we haven't even covered everything. We didn't talk about challenges. We didn't talk about leasing. We didn't talk about the arenas. We didn't talk about the future blockchains.
Oh my gosh,
so much built into this. If you think about everything we just said, and we're gonna close it out as soon as I finish, Ken, close it out.
I had one more thing, but
go right ahead. If anything that I mentioned is halfway appealing to you, what if you could do that 6 or 7 more times? I'm not going to put a time limit on it because that may vary, but we're actually expanding to multiple blockchains, and it's not frivolously. There's a reason why we need to have the same structure on multiple blockchains. And all of those reasons means more digital assets for anyone that participates.
Wow. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. You almost forget about the multiple deals that we're going to be just taking this concept in and just put it on top of it. But I'm just going to leave you all with this. MoveQuest will be a global phenomenon. It will be a global household name in 2025. I guarantee you. Be a part.
And you could be a part of the beginning.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All that. All right, y'all. I love it. Appreciate it, Herschel. Thanks, QB. Everybody that tuned in.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, we'll see you moving and shaking in the testimonial groups and Facebook and Telegram. Looking forward to that. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Let's get moving.
Good night.
Good night.